Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life is full of challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. At intouch.org, you'll find powerful sermons from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, and resources designed to strengthen your faith and bring hope into your everyday life. Whether you're searching for encouragement, biblical wisdom, or practical guidance, intouch.org is here to help you grow closer to God. Discover truth that speaks to your heart. Visit intouch.org today. Thanks.
Looking for these better days.
It is Thursday, April 16th. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. Steph Curry does it again as the Warriors advance in the NBA play-in round and the 76ers on to the regular playoffs. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. Mac, let's start with the late game from last night. Steph Curry scores 35 points, including the big go-ahead three in the final minute as the Warriors eliminate the Clippers from the play-in tournament. 126-121, the final score. Steph scoring 27 of his 35 points in the second half.
Yeah, 11 points in the fourth quarter versus 0 for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, he had two. Kawhi had two late with like that dunk, but they were already down by 6 or 7 at that point.
True.
With like 30 seconds left.
I discounted the dunk for Kawhi Leonard. Let me give him credit. 2 points. I mean, neither of them will probably look back at their legendary NBA careers and remember this game, but it is a moment when you have two, in my opinion, all-time players, and one of them shows up in the fourth quarter and the other doesn't. But I wouldn't blame Kawhi Leonard as much. Didn't think he choked or anything like that. Give Draymond Green credit. But I think the real difference was the Warriors had an identity. They had something that was muscle memory in the fourth quarter, where if you saw the play, the down 30 seconds to go, they try to throw it to Kawhi. He's not open. He's being pushed out of bounds. And they're just like, well, our best chance is Benedict Mathurin says, let's throw it up to him. That's a rookie mistake for a third-year player on his second team, but it's the kind of play you have when you really threw talent at the situation. They never really developed a point guard or a way to operate down the stretch, and it showed up.
Yeah, Draymond Green was amazing. I mean, turning back the clock with elite defense. He had those 2 steals in the fourth quarter. Just incredible defense on Kawhi Leonard. And, Kevin Harlan and Candace Parker were great on the broadcast last night on Prime. And Candace was saying something about how winning is a skill, right? And she quoted Steve Kerr when he said, the Warriors had this, terrible stretch, losing 7 of 8 or whatever at the end of the season. And he said, does our experience make up for our lack of momentum coming into this play-in tournament? And the answer is yes, because when the game was on the line, the Warriors were hitting all their threes in the fourth quarter, and the Clippers just completely let this slip away. I mean, the Clippers really should have won this game. They had this game. The Warriors didn't take their first lead. Well, they had a lead in the second quarter, but it was when Curry hit that three, that was their first lead since the second quarter. I mean, unbelievable for the Clippers to let this one slip away from them.
Up 6 points with 4 minutes left, up 9 points, 13 points earlier in the game. The Clippers are going to clipper. It was the clipperiest season of the 50-year history or whatever, and it deserved to end this way.
Well, the Warriors.
Donald Sterling is smiling. Is he dead? If he is, he's smiling somewhere. If he's not, I mean, if he is, maybe he is too.
I haven't checked in on Donald Sterling in a long time. I think
you don't call him.
I think he's still alive. Who knows? He might be 90-something years old. Anyway, the Warriors now advance. They will play, obviously, the loser of the first play-in game in the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns. That game coming up tomorrow night. The winner of that game will be the 8th seed in the Western Conference, and have the right to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
So let's see if we were right. We essentially said that the Clippers probably won yesterday's game. We said that in the morning, and we said because of that, or in line with that, we think the Suns to miss the playoffs is a good price at plus money because probably going to be the Clippers, and we think the Clippers would be not plus money against the Suns at the Suns. Golden State was obviously a big dog to the Clippers, plus 5.5. I still think we were right. I still think the Suns are going to miss the playoffs, and at plus 108 or whatever it was a decent bet, although the odds probably did get a little bit worse.
Well, no, I mean, like, we're literally, like, we're right on it. I mean, yes, the Warriors right now are plus 108 up on FanDuel in that game.
Wow.
So
that goes to show you how terrible that bet was pre-flop, where we didn't know who was going to be in that game, and plus 108 was available.
Yeah.
The dog won, and now we're still getting plus 108.
Yes. But the play that was the right play was when we said the Warriors could win
Plus
this game,
and
plus 450, plus 4. Like, imagine now sitting on a plus 450, and your quote.
Hopefully, some of our listeners don't have to imagine. They're like waving it at the camera.
I mean, Mac, I have the quote right here from yesterday morning's pod. You said, quote, "If you're not a Clippers believer and you think they could blow this game like they've blown games in the past, that'd be a fun ticket to have." And that fun ticket is Warriors plus 450. And if you're sitting on that ticket, well,
they're going to beat the Suns. That's the best bet.
I mean, I think so. I mean, the line right now, as I mentioned, Suns 2-point favorites, total of 217.5. Suns on the money line minus 126. Warriors plus 108. That's the odds courtesy of FanDuel. We also projected in the same podcast episode yesterday that betting the Hornets to make the playoffs, right? The yes at minus 138. That's what we said because we thought that they would be about minus 125 to minus 130 favorites going to either Orlando or to Philadelphia. Mackenzie, up on FanDuel right now. The Hornets are 4-point favorites.
Got to downgrade the Magic. Yep.
4-point favorites at the Magic. Hornets minus 172 on the money line. Magic plus 144. So if you're sitting on the Hornets minus 138, you look good because they're now minus 172 over the Magic.
Yeah, and there was nothing surprising about the game. The favorite won, and you got 30 cents of value by looking at that market early here on Better Day every day in your podcast feed. You got to downgrade the Magic massively. Just offensively, neither Franz Wagner or Banchero shooting 33%, neither of them scoring 20 points. 6 assists combined to 7 assists. Jalen Suggs with 4 points and 4 assists. It really didn't look like they had an answer for a not-so-great Philly defense without Joel Embiid.
What do you make of the totals? Magic and Hornets, 218.5. Warriors and Suns, 217.5. Yes, I know it's the double elimination spot, which we always like to gravitate towards the under, but we had an over last night in, a double elimination spot. We had an over in the other 9-10 game in the Eastern Conference in the double elimination spot. In fact, the play-in round so far is 3-1 to the over. The only game that went under was yesterday's Philly-Orlando game.
You can tell they're making a much bigger adjustment for this particular double elimination than just the play-in. The Magic were 223 versus the Sixers. The Hornets were 228. And now you're looking at that total. So I do think it's factored in, but I still think first principles, we do like the double elimination spot to go under.
Yep, and that's what we have coming up tomorrow night in the association. As we look ahead to game number ones coming up on Saturday, we'll have more of that on tomorrow's show. But if you're curious about any movement in those game ones this weekend, right now up on FanDuel, the Cavs 8-point favorites at home against the Toronto Raptors. The Nuggets 6-point favorites at home against the Timberwolves. You have the Knicks 5-point favorites at home against the Hawks. The Rockets laying 5.5 at the Lakers. And then on Sunday, it is the Celtics 12.5-point home favorites against the Sixers. Spurs 10.5-point home favorites over the Blazers, Mac.
We love teams, and we bet this last year, off the play-in tournament, playing in round one. So that leans Celtics to roll, Spurs to roll. However, it's much better to play not these teams, but whoever will be the last teams in, having to play 2 games, 2 all-in games, and then go and play your first playoff game. So those will be the Sunday games. We like to look at those fade-in teams to fade, especially.
Oh, that is actually, that's interesting. So I want to look that up actually real quick. So the first game of the series, right, and in the first round, and you're, let's see if this works. Okay. How do you do? Oh, boy, Mackenzie. All play-in winners I'm seeing? Does this make sense? All play-in winners in the first round of their series? 5-15 straight up?
That sounds about right. Yeah, there's been 20 teams. Yeah. I remember we looked this up last year. It's not good.
8-12 ATS. But we want to isolate the
not all of my research is still in my intellectual property, but I could tell you offhand, if we looked at the miles traveled during that week and heading into game one,
this was
it was correlated. There was proportionality between traveling more and doing worse. The Grizzlies going to Oklahoma City lost by 50 points that Saturday.
Wow.
Morning.
So
after traveling twice in the play-in.
Yes, this is interesting. Oh, so the traveling twice. So basically, we're looking at the Warriors, right? Having to
Warriors
travel.
They would travel twice.
Travel to LA, travel to Phoenix.
Yeah,
right?
not the biggest travel, but some travel, and then they'd go to Oklahoma City.
And then they'd go to Oklahoma City. And then we'd be looking at what, I guess.
The Hornets might be a very spicy choice if they can get the 8th seed.
So,
although a lot of people think they line up all right with the Pistons, but they would go.
They were
home versus Miami.
They were home against Miami.
True.
Mm-hmm. And then travel.
They would travel twice in a week, but yeah, not the magic 3 times.
Huh. All right. I wonder now how I isolate the winners from the Friday games, right? So let's see.
You can do previous.
I'll do like 2 days. Oh my goodness, this is great. So if you're on 2 days of rest or less, which would be the Friday winners, right?
Right.
2-9 straight up, 4-7 ATS.
It's pretty good. 4-7. I mean, that is 64%.
Yeah,
any handicapper would be happy with the 7-4.
All right, good stuff. We'll have more on the first round games coming up this weekend on tomorrow's pod, our final pod of the week, as we preview the weekend in both the NBA playoffs and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Life is full of challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. At intouch.org, you'll find powerful sermons from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, and resources designed to strengthen your faith and bring hope into your everyday life. Whether you're searching for encouragement, biblical wisdom, or practical guidance, intouch.org is here to help you grow closer to God. Discover truth that speaks to your heart. Visit intouch.org today. Thanks.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props and your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips, so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/Believe. That's BLEAV to get started. FanDuel, play your game. 21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org and call 800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867 in Louisiana.
Tonight, Mackenzie, is the final day of the NHL regular season. Congratulations to the Vegas Golden Knights, who last night, with a 4-1 victory over the Seattle Kraken, clinched the Pacific Division. So, I mean, all we got to do is just fire the coach, at the end of the season, and then we go on to win the division. I mean, the Knights in their last
It's like a slingshot in NASCAR. You just got to fire them at the right time, and then you get into the playoffs.
Yeah, and if you smell something a little toasty, it's not your tailpipe. It's a little shake and bake. Last 10 games, the Knights are 7-0-3. So that is a 10-game point streak in the last 10 games. What a roll they've been on. 95 points. First place, division winners. But there is a system play tonight on the ice. I talked about this yesterday. It's a massive spread, but it's almost a must bet for me. And I guess we got to get creative to find out how to play the game, coming up here tonight, because we have the Colorado Avalanche hosting the Seattle Kraken. I think Colorado is I'm seeing right now Colorado minus 180, which is not that bad of a spread. And I would assume that it's that low because maybe no one's going to play tonight for the Avalanche, right? And who knows who's going to be in net for the Avalanche. But you could have some guys that just don't dress for tonight's game. But the system goes, Mackenzie, teams playing the second of a back-to-back in Colorado. That is the system.
In the mountain high air?
Since the start of the 2021 system, right? If you are on the second of a back-to-back and you are in Colorado, you are 4-25 straight up, 5-24 on the puck line. So Avs straight up or Avs minus 1.5. I mean, it's the same exact trend. And this season, if you're curious how it's done this season, 0-4 both straight up and on the puck line. Teams on the second of a back-to-back in Colorado. It's the best betting system there is in hockey. And we will have it here tonight with the Kraken taking on the Avalanche. So give me the Avalanche minus 1.5 tonight, even with maybe a limited roster or whoever. I got to play it. Right?
You don't think it's different? I always say April basketball is just not real basketball.
Okay.
Of all the times this trend is not.
Okay. So I looked this up now.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. In the month of April, since the year 2021, teams are 1-3, both straight up and on the puck line. Last year, the Oilers went to the Avalanche on April 18th.
All right.
That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So April 18th, 2024. Right. So that feels like it might have been the last game of the regular season or something like that. They lost.
We know it wasn't the playoffs if
exactly.
It was a back-to-back.
Exactly. Was that? Yeah. So, no, that's correct. It wasn't the playoffs. So that would have to be 5-1. They lost that game. And, and then there was another game in April in 2024 that actually the Stars beat the Avalanche 7-4. Go figure. But this is just, it's a great system. So we're going to bet it tonight and hope for the best. So Avalanche minus 1.5 over the Seattle Kraken. Major League Baseball, we got some day games today, Mackenzie, and I just want to give a shout out. I know it sounds like I'm just, pumping up our MLB Game Center every single episode, but I really am, because more people need to know about this. I get accused sometimes, Mackenzie, of gatekeeping some stuff. I've talked about it on my VSiN shows where people have tweeted at me and gotten mad at me for not telling certain betting systems or things. There's no gatekeeping. I'm telling everybody it's out there, okay? Our top prop edges on our MLB Game Center on betterday.com are just, what's the best word to say it, Mackenzie? I've been saying crushing every episode. Is there something better than crushing? How do I say this? I'll just let the users speak for themselves. One of our members, Taylor, went 5-2 last night on the MLB Game Center. Since he started using the MLB Game Center, 23-5 record since he started using the MLB Game Center. Bradley, another one of our members, went 7-1 last night using the MLB Game Center. Now, this was my favorite comment that we got in our Better Day community chat. Brad went 7-1 today using the MLB Game Center, and he messages me, Scott, and he says, Scott, you always say that we don't use the tools enough, and you're 100% right in my case. It's awesome that the homepage highlights the best picks, end quote. And that just says it right there. Because how many times, Mac, have I come on this pod and I've explained how, people aren't using the tools and resources that we have at betterday.com? And, I used it for the Kawhi Leonard under points plus rebounds plus assists last night, thanks to our NBA Game Center, just like we cashed the Bam Adebayo. I know that was a different reason, but still, the night before. And now our MLB Game Center, where the top prop edges are right there at the top of the page when at least half the lineups of the day have posted. And we have users that are, 23-5 since they started using this, 7-1, 5-1 on nightly basis. This is, again, I don't want to sound like this is one big infomercial, but guys, give us a chance. Go to betterday.com, become a Better Day insider, get access to the MLB Game Center. I talked about yesterday how I updated the park factors and the wind direction. You can get this information other places. If you go to multiple sites, if you have all your windows and tabs opened on your computer, but we're putting it all for you in one spot, and nobody else is giving you the top prop edges like we are.
Yeah, and you have a place you can brag about it to your friends, to the community.
Exactly.
So that's always the best part about it.
Yeah, because that's what we're building here at betterday.com. It's not just about the picks that, I give out. It's not just about, the newsletter that we send out every single, Monday through Friday, the podcast every single Monday through Friday, or Colby or Jake's podcast or the live streams. No, it's about building the community and providing the resources. And we love that you guys have joined up, for those of you that have. And if you are a Better Day Insider member or premium member and you haven't joined our community chat, because there are some members that haven't still joined our community chat, the link is in the picks on the picks channel, up on the Telegram channel. Just join the community chat and interact with your fellow members. One of the things that I love seeing is when people cook up bets together, or when they educate each other. We have members that are asking each other questions. Hey, how are you using, Red asks yesterday, how are you guys using the new strikeout database that we posted, right? And somebody answered and said, hey, this is how I'm using it. So I love that. I love the community aspect and everything that we are building here at betterday.com. Okay. Let's talk about what we have on the schedule for today in Major League Baseball. As I mentioned, we have day games. We have 10 games on the schedule for today, Mackenzie, but we have several day games. So for those wondering, will the prop projections highlight? Yes, populate? Yes, they will populate, because it populates once half the lineups are out. And because there are 7 day games, we will have the lineups out. Now, there are several teams that are trying to avoid the sweep here today. Rockies against the Astros, White Sox against the Rays, Royals against the Tigers, and the Giants against the Reds. These teams looking to avoid the sweep this season hasn't been a great record. It is 14-19 straight up on the season. That's just your straight up record of teams looking to avoid the sweep. Again, 14-19 straight up. Looking inside these numbers, though, on the run line, these teams are 16-17. and the games going under. So the stronger trend here in the subset is that these games go under. It is 17, 14, and 2 to the under for these games going under. So it's actually 14 and 19 straight up. Excuse me, I misspoke there. So again, Rockies, White Sox, Royals, and Giants will look to avoid the sweep. Hey, Mac, yesterday was April 15th, right? It was Jackie Robinson Day.
I didn't know that was Jackie Robinson Day.
Yes. So everyone was wearing number 42 yesterday, and there is a bad history. Well, we know about bad history in Jackie Robinson. There's a bad history with the Tampa Bay Rays on April 15th on Jackie Robinson Day. Going into yesterday's game against the White Sox, the Rays were 0-15 in the last 15 years on April 15th. Now, this was tweeted. This was tweeted out. It was retweeted. It was sent across social media, and I wrote in the chat, guys, it's such a round number, 15 on the 15th in 15 years, right? Rays are going to win tonight.
Rays win for sure.
And
guaranteed.
And the Rays did win last night, 8-3, their first win on April 15th in 16 years.
Streaks end on 13 unless they're a streak that's on the day of the 15th and they end on 15. That's just math.
That's like one of the most insane things I've ever heard, right? Like, we talk about trends all the time. That one is absolutely insane.
How about the trend of me being 37 years old, damn near, before I knew what Jackie Robinson Day was?
Yeah.
Has this been a thing? Never heard of this thing.
Yeah, that's...
Was he born on April 15th?
That's bad out of you.
Did he transcend on April 15th? What is he? What is
no,
April 15th?
Because that's the day that he broke Major League Baseball's color barrier.
Okay, all right.
Opening day, April 15th, 1940.
Good for him. Good. Not even good for him because he was,
Did I just make
blessed to be one of the greatest athletes of all time. Good for America and for the league to have that happen. Some people argue he wasn't even the best black baseball player at that time in America, and that it showed that 4 or 5 people could have been, all world Hall of Fame type players, if not more. Depending on what the allowances were at that time.
Yes, and there were still players that were playing in the Negro Leagues, and then also, Larry Doby doesn't get enough credit for breaking the color barrier in the American League. With the Cleveland, I think it was
definitely not.
I think he was with the Indians, right? So as much as like everyone remembers Jackie Robinson, like people forget about Larry Doby, who was the first black baseball player in the American League. Montclair, New Jersey, shout out, by the way. Okay, that's enough for the history lesson today. We do have another PGA Tour event getting underway today, the RBC Heritage in Hilton Head, South Carolina, where Scotty Scheffler is your overwhelming favorite, plus 390 up on FanDuel. Xander Schauffele, your second.
Are they
favorite.
disrespecting Rory at this point?
Rory's not playing in this event. So
there you go. He should not be in the top 3 favorites at that point.
But Scotty, after surging at the Masters, is your overwhelming favorite. As I mentioned, plus 390. Xander Schauffele, plus 1,300 as your second favorite, followed by Matt Fitzpatrick and Russell Henley at 1,600. I got to delete that or else I'm getting canceled. All right, I'm going to leave the part where I talked about it so you guys can just speculate on what I said. Anyway, as a reminder, be sure to go to BetterDay.com and sign up and become a Better Day Insider and find out all the ways that our tools and resources at BetterDay.com can help you become a better. For Mackenzie Rivers, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
Life is full of challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. At intouch.org, you'll find powerful sermons from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, and resources designed to strengthen your faith and bring hope into your everyday life. Whether you're searching for encouragement, biblical wisdom, or practical guidance, intouch.org is here to help you grow closer to God. Discover truth that speaks to your heart. Visit intouch.org today. Thanks.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.